After Batman v Superman came out, they thought in August of 2016, they must have thought, hey, why don't we just do a villain squad? Why not? It makes a lot more sense, right? Um, it had potential, but it wasn't great. 2016's Suicide Squad, and it's about they recruit. A government is recruiting the most dangerous people, which is the Suicide Squad, which a bunch of mix of other good people, including Joker, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and a bunch of other ones. And they have to fight something. Something's out there, and they have to stop it without saying it. But I will probably later on in the review. But until then, not going to say it. I was interested in this movie because it had some potential. And the reason why it had potential was because this is a DC movie. I mean, this is David Ayer. I mean, he has done stuff, right? I mean, he's done like End of Watch, Sabotage, Fury. Of course, he can make great movies, and I don't think he's made horrible ones. This one, I was worried though, but it's a pain at the same time because it could do something, and it could be something great. But this is not a good movie. But for some reason, I feel like this movie could have done more better. Like it had more potential of stuff. But there was stuff that was thrown in there most of the time. You got weird flashbacks and everything going on in here. You got random shit going on. You got so many characters going on. A bunch of other stuff going on. You're trying to give screen time to everybody. But it was just not good. But it's not horrible. So I want to get into this. The acting was pretty good, to be honest. Will Smith as Deadshot did damn good. He was the most surprising part of the movie. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, great. She was great, and she's kind of cute. I mean, why not? I mean, she's got something there. Good job, girl. And then you got Jared Leto as the Joker. He was pretty good as well. Not great as like Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson, but he did pretty good still. He acted very weird. He was a weird Joker. Like it's that Joker from this generation. It just kind of felt a little odd and missed from time to time, but he was all right. I mean, he could have been a lot more worse than I thought, but he's pretty good still. Everyone else is actually pretty good too. I mean, there's not a lot of other people that I could think of. Oh, this is them, but you got Jay Hernandez in this movie. He's all right too. Jai Courtney's in the movie too. He's also fine too. He's Captain Boomerang. So I was like, you know what? Fine, whatever. They're fine. Ben Affleck appears in the movie too as Batman. He's great in the movie still. I mean, he's the one that tries to deliver it and everything. He did pretty sweet. Let's talk about the dialogue. It's mixed. There's good and bad. At one moment, you're like, oh, okay, this is what they're going to do, so hey, that's fine, whatever. But this movie also did stuff that didn't make any sense. They got a lot of flashback dialogue, too, and it kind of felt awkward, it seems. Like, I thought it could have been good, but I was like, no, they should have just kept it in there. It was whatever. I mean, it could have been a lot more worse, but I was like, okay, it's fine. Overall, the dialogue was pretty mixed for me. There was moments where it was good, moments where it was stupid. It just could have been a lot more easier to describe it. So whatever, it's what it is. The action scenes were all right. I mean, for the first two acts, they were pretty good. And then we'll get to it later on. Trust me, we will get to it. The editing was confusing. It just really had some shaky quarters in there. And there's just like, that's a bad choice of editing. The music in the movie was also, I think it was good in some scenes. Other scenes, they were just kind of awkward. Is that word I could describe? It's awkward, but it could have been better for my liking. A lot more better. it was just kind of weird. The directing in the movie is all right for David Ayer. I mean, it could have been better. He also described that he could have done better elements from the movie and make it better. So I think he understood the point of going, yeah, this movie could have been a lot more better. It was weird. The character, fleshing out the characters, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and the Joker, they fleshed them out really well. Other ones, they didn't. I mean, they were just there. They were there to make the movie happen. Which, honestly, it's not bad. It was just very awkward in scenes, too. But it's whatever. It could have been a lot more better. But I think the plot could have been better, too. Because, well, part of it. So, I mean, the plot, for saying it better, they're trying to save the world from powerful threat in exchange for reduced sentences. So they're trying to beat something, like I said in the beginning of the review, that there's something out there that they have to stop. I'll say at the end of it, when I say spoiler, because if people haven't seen it yet, or they want to know until that part, fine. But I just felt very odd with it at times. People did stuff last year that I thought was kind of funny. They were trying to ban Rotten Tomatoes because they gave it a low rating, maybe around around time mid 30s, and they were so pissed about it, and they were like, "Oh, fuck this, and fuck this," and they were trying to ban Rotten Tomatoes. That makes no sense. I mean, they were just stupid to do that. It could have been a little more like, "Oh, this is what they could have done," but they were trying to ban Rotten Tomatoes, get rid of it. That's not going to help because the movie still pretty much is not good. It's not terrible, but it's not good. Oh my god, people, what is wrong with you? There's moments where I was like, all right, fine. It's fine. It's fine. Cinematography was pretty good as well. There were moments where I was like, that's good. Moments where I was like, that's kind of not good. This movie felt like a music video, too. Maybe that's just me saying that. Just me. But it felt like a weird music video. At times you're like, oh, that's what they're okay. Alright. Okay. That's fine, I guess. To me, people would say, which one's better? Batman v Superman or Suicide Squad? They tie. Because they felt the same way to me. There's just shit going on for the screen for the sake of making it scream. I mean, that's kind of weird. I mean, I like the take of what they did with this movie. It just wasn't at the right thing. Damn, I don't know what else to say without, spoiling it and stuff, but I guess I would just, what else can I think of? That's not, yeah. So DC really needs to get their shit together. Because with that year of 2016, they did Batman v Superman, then they did Suicide Squad on live action. They both were just in the middle. The Killing Joke was out that year too, in July last year, I think. And it was almost the same thing. It was just there. DC needs to get their shit together. I mean, they did it this year with Wonder Woman, and that was great. I mean, that was just fucking awesome. But I think they just could have realized, yeah, we need to make at least movies that don't set up shit or any of that. And that's what they were doing with these movies, with Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman. They were just setting up shit. And that's sad. They could have done a lot more better than what it already is. It was sad. It just could have been there, but they were just whatever. The first act of the movie, they were setting this stuff up pretty well. Second act, it was just kind of a mess, almost. I thought they could have been better with it. But, alright, let's just go ahead and talk about it, since I've been talking about other stuff. Let's talk about the third act of this movie. Alright, I'm going to talk about it. If people get pissed, then go away from it. But, if you want to keep hearing it, then continue. First off, Joker's barely in this movie. He barely is. And they were getting it hyped up to be like, oh yeah, Joker's going to show up in a good amount of the movie. He's barely in the movie. And that's what's stupid about it. Like, they could have just made it to be like, oh yeah, because you got so many characters in this movie. You got over like so many of them. But they're like, no, let's try to focus on Joker. They have flashbacks for Deadshot, not Joker. They could have for Joker, but they didn't. They did it for Deadshot and Harley Quinn. And the Joker, they kind of did at times, but it just didn't do it enough. That's what sucks. And then the thing they're trying to they're trying to destroy is, I think, a thing named what was the thing called again? What was this person's called again? Enchantress, who knew someone from the Suicide Squad. I forgot which one, but she seeks revenge for mankind imprisoning her and her brother's soul for so many years. I was like, okay, that's fine, but they had so much of this. Enchantress is dull as hell. I mean, it's so stupid. She acts like a Medusa type of thing, where if you look at her and everything, she turns a stone or something like that. It felt like that. That's stupid. And I think they could have picked something better. At first, I didn't know that was actually a thing. But yeah, Enchantress is part of DC. And I was like, really, guys? What the fuck, guys? Why? But they went for it, and I was fine with it. I was like, whatever. It's what it is. I mean, you can't stop movies now because they keep doing this shit, so whatever. But the third act is a mess. I mean a mess. It felt like they just saw Ghostbusters and thought, yeah, we can do it better. Although Suicide Squad did it worse. There's so much CGI in there. There's so much editing in there. Special effects. This action scene stuff they have in here is a fucking mess. And I'm saying it with my opinion. It's a fucking mess. They could have done so much more better with this. But I feel like they were cutting parts out of this movie of the third act. And they could have done so much more better. There's some where they're in peril and everything. And they're just... I was like, I didn't care. That's sad. I thought I could have just been like, yeah, I care, but I didn't care. Like, it was just so stupid, and the way they were doing it and, helping it, making it like this was kind of messy. I felt bad. This is the weirdest thing. If it's way better than Fantastic. That garbage, we'll talk about that movie later on in the future, trust me. We'll get to it. But it's still a mess. And they could have done so much more better with this third act. The CGI, the effects, all the stuff they were doing, the explosion, it was just a mess. When it stops happening, I guess they beat them, I guess. Yeah, the ones that are left, they beat her. And some of them felt like they didn't have any ripped clothes off or ripped stuff or anything. They're just like, all right, rub the dirt off my shoulders. And we'll do this. Let's do this. And I was so pissed. The way it was handled was so messy as hell. I felt bad because this movie could have done so much more better. But that third act was so, dare I say it, bad. And I was like, oh God, my eyes are hurting. It's just, why? I feel like that this movie there's scenes that were cutting out of the movie. Like, I feel like it was going to have been longer, like they did We're Trying to Be with Batman v Superman. That movie originally was going to be 3 hours, as I saw. It was 2.5. This one felt 2 hours, but it felt like maybe 2.5. There's scenes where they paste stuff in there, but like, nope, we're cutting it out. Boom. Out of the movie. I just don't know why. It was so stupid. Will Smith and Margot Robbie, Jared Leto are doing pretty good in the movie and all this other stuff. And Jai Courtney and some other ones, Gio Hernandez, but all the other ones was just like, yeah, we're in a movie, and it's so stupid, guys. I mean, it was so ridiculous. I hated it for the most part of the third act. It was just that directing was so crazy. It was so choppy as hell. It could have done a little bit better, but these most of these characters didn't get fleshed out enough. It was just it was there. It was like whatever, guys. Just do what you're gonna do, and please move on. Like that's it. Like you just could have done so much more better with this movie, but it was so stupid. But I that's all I can say, guys. I mean, overall, this movie would have done better, but with the stuff that they were given, I just I felt like this movie would have been a lot more there. So it was like whatever by this point. So I'm just muddling and doing shit, but overall, Suicide Squad is a disappointing movie, another disappointing movie, and the plot was kind of shaky. It was just so just there. Some characters got fleshed out. Not all of them did. The only ones you saw to me that got fleshed out were Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and maybe the Joker. But that's it. I mean, if you want to talk about other ones, they're just there to make the plot going, I guess. So I mean, that doesn't matter by this point. The directing was so messy too. I just felt it. Like, yeah, it was messy. The editing was a mess. The cinematography was all right. The action scenes were on and off. The third act was pretty messy and sloppy as hell. The writing was all right. I mean, it was there, it was on and off. The music was there. Some were good, some were bad. The villain, as I mentioned from the end of this review stuff, was just so generic and it was so just dull as hell. I think they could have made her better, but it was just so crazy that I was just like, wow. And the third act was so I don't know what they were doing, and I just didn't care about it. So, whatever. I mean, the movie was trying, but it's the same as Batman v Superman. It's just on the same level. It's not higher or lower than it. It was just on the same level, I guess. So, overall, I want to give Suicide Squad a C. I'm just on the middle again. Like, these DC movies could have improved from that year, but they were just so out of shape to setting stuff up and everything, making a universe that they were just there. They were just making stuff off the spot, I guess. So, but that's my review for Suicide Squad, guys. Until the next one, peace out.